All right, hey everybody, it's me, Mr. D, Mr. D's Classroom. Today I'm going to talk to you guys. I did a video a while back about what happens after you discharge a debt, and I want to share my experience with you, and hopefully this will help you when you start discharging your debts. And I'd like to say too that I would try to get away from the mindset of discharging debt because that means that you have a mind of lack. You're not, you want to be abundant. You want to feel abundant. You want to think abundantly. So there are some times that you're going to have to discharge a debt, like for cars, for houses, for big ticket items. I don't do discharges for my, small bills like my power bill, water bill, stuff like that. I just go ahead and pay that. But I want to tell you, a while back, I had discharged 6 credit cards and 4, no problem. Well, actually, at first it was 5 of them I had no problem. But then all of a sudden, 2 showed back up on my credit report. And I'm going to tell you what happens. Um, when you discharge a debt, the debt is discharged. And according to sort of UCC 3-603, it's called a tender of payment. And when you make that payment, and if they don't, and they dishonor it by not sending it back, not responding, or they don't tell you what's wrong with it, why they sent it back, or why they haven't responded, then after 3 days, that discharge is a full discharge, and you have to be able to stand behind that to fight these guys. So what I did, the first one I did was absolute resolution. Um, they hit me with like $5,500. They threw it on my credit right away. And so I fought that. They ended up wanting to take me to court. So we went to court. And this is what I want to tell you guys. When they take you to court, they use these contracts that they make up, these agreements. And when you see these agreements, there are so many mistakes in there that they're just really easy to pick apart. And there are certain things you can say, or certain things you can write to them that will basically get them to dismiss this case. So what I did is, when they first sent me this summons, I could have just discharged that, but I didn't. I wanted to fight just to get the experience of going in and fighting a debt collection. So I go into the court, and they tell me that, how do I plead and all this? That, do I agree with what's going on? And I said no. And they said, so do you plan on paying this debt? I said, I don't have a debt. And then the other attorneys that are sitting there, they want to know if we can do an arbitration. So the court sent us to arbitration. So we get to arbitration, and first thing they say, and this is, about a month later, I had to go to arbitration. And a month, and so the the lawyers say, well, how do you plan on satisfying this debt? And I said, what debt? I don't owe you anything. Why I'm here in arbitration, because I'm not paying you a dime. I'm not doing this. And he said, so I guess we're at an impasse. And I said, yes, we are. I'll see you in court. So what I did is, I don't want to give away the secrets here because they may be watching, but there are certain things you can do, you can say, and you can get these things discharged and get the case dismissed. And that's what I did. So the first one they put on my credit, I took them to court, I won the case. The judge ruled in my favor, and they dismissed it. So that came off my credit. I had another one appear like maybe a month later. And I said, So same thing. But instead of going to court with this one, I took them to court on paper. And I wrote certain things on this document that I created. And I pointed out certain things on their contract. And I also used a little bit of equity. And we'll talk about that at some other time. But they took it off my credit, and it was dismissed. It was gone. So what I'm saying to you is that you have the right to discharge your debts. The bottom line is that you have to do some studying, because now they are not going to let you, these corporations are supposed to discharge your debt, but they don't. They'll sell it, or they'll file. I don't want to say that. I'm not going to say that online either, because it's part of our defense. So, because if I say something, they're watching, they're going to be ready for it. They may change some rules, or change the meaning of words so they can change the rules. So I'm not going to say it, but there are certain things you can write to them that they cannot answer, and they know they can't. And so anyway, I just wanted to do this quick video and let you guys know that when you are dealing, when you discharge a debt, go ahead and do it. If you have a credit card, use a coupon. Look at tender of payment. Go to the, like I said, it's UCC 3-603, tender of payment. When you look at that, study that, read over it. And in it, it also says that you can, a coupon is a discharge. You can use a coupon to discharge a debt. And so that's part of it. And that's what you want to make sure you send that to the original creditor and make sure the original creditor has it, and keep your documentation that you sent that to them, because that is your remedy. And it may, they'll fight you on it, but do it. All right. So anyway, I'm going to be changing what I do. I like to teach people how to be sovereign. I even hate to say the word sovereign, but teach people to understand who they are. And if you just get it through your head, turn off the television, stop watching the news, stop looking at all these commercials about health and take this pill and that pill, because what you're doing is you're giving away your energy and the true you. You've got to understand who you are and know that your intuition tells you what's right or what's wrong, and you have to start believing that. So what I want you guys to do is, when you decide to write something to a corporation, put your own language in there. Write into your language that the definitions that the definition of these words are your definitions. And if they don't like those definitions, then they need to rebut that within a certain amount of days. But you want to make sure that the language that you speak to them, you totally understand is your language. And that's how you're going to win these things. And I won't go into any more detail about that. But what I am doing now is I'm helping people with fighting these collection agencies, because they are coming after people like crazy. And I can show you how to deal with these collection agencies to basically avoid court, but I'm not going to say you're going to always be able to avoid court. But I can show you what to write, what to send them, and you probably will never have to step foot in the courtroom. But I'm not going to promise that, but I just know what happened with me. I know what I wrote and what I did, and then next thing you know, it just disappeared off my credit report. And I don't know what I'm going to charge for it yet, but I'm thinking $295 or something like that, because I have to get your contract. I've got to read over it, and I got to point out all the different things that you need to use. And I have to write that down, and I got to send it to you. Then we have to have another conversation, about what to say and why I pulled out certain things on your contract, because they're very valuable. And these are things you're going to need to know, and it will definitely help you win your case. All right. So anyway, this is Mr. D, Mr. D's Classroom. Remember, happiness is a choice. So choose to be happy, and you are whatever comes after I am. Have a great day.